Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode. So I thought I'd make a video here of me adjusting this window and kind of how it's done. So sit tight and let me get you on a tripod and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so when I look at the window, the first thing that I notice is that it is too far forward here. And then also it's not lined up on the top here. It's kind of crooked. So the first thing is we got to roll the window down about a half an inch or so. And then is what we're looking at here is we're going to look for this gap that goes across on the window. Let me see if I can get a better angle on that. Right here. You want this gap to be even. So when I'm standing back looking at this window, I'm seeing that the gap is not even. It's a little bit higher back here than it is over here. And yeah, so is what I want to do is I need to tilt the window like that. So give me a second here and I'll show you which adjustments do that. In order to do those tilt adjustments, you're going to need to loosen two screws or two bolts here, and it's going to be these two right here. You'll notice one slotted to move it up and down, and the other one is just in the back to kind of hold it stationary. So we're going to loosen these up. Loosen this one as well. And then we can just go ahead and lift this up or down. And that's going to tilt your... Yep, that's going to tilt your window either way. So... So as you can see, I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up, but as I tilt the window up, this goes down to get it more lift over here. And when I push it down, this moves up, which gives it more tilt. So since we got to tilt it back, I have my reference marks where it was. I'm just going to go down, I'm just going to pull it up just a hair more, and then I'm going to tighten it down. And there we go. So now we're going to shut the door. So now I shut the door and then the gap is adjusted and it's better than it was. So it's pretty even. Now it's a little too far down. So I got to tilt this side back up. So the tilt that I just did, I went too far. So I got to loosen those up and then pull the window up just a hair, maybe like a quarter inch or so, and then that's going to level it off. So let me get that. Okay, so I got that even now. It's even all the way across. Sorry, I got my heater on. It's really cold out here. So the next thing that I need to do is I need to move the window back just a hair. So the adjustments that we do to make that is on the door here. That's going to be down in here. It's going to be this screw here, and then also this screw here. You're going to loosen these, and then you can grab the window and pull it backwards. So let me do that quick. Okay, now that I got that loosened, I can go ahead and grab the window and slide it back. There we go. Now, is what I was using for reference when I did that is right here. I was using this molding here to kind of using that for reference, so I knew how far I moved it. So I only moved it like a quarter inch or so. So let me tighten those back up and then we'll close the door and see where we're at. Okay, I have the door closed and I'm looking at this and it's a lot better than it was. However, there's barely any of the seal touching the window. Sorry, these windows are super dirty. I gotta come cleaned. but I still need to go back, back that way a little bit more. So I'm gonna loosen that again, and I'm just gonna pull it back, and then I will close the door again, and then recheck for alignment. Okay, I have this loosened up again. Like I was saying, I was using this gap right here as a reference for the alignment. So now, don't know if the camera caught that or picked that up, but I covered that gap up pretty nice. So there we go. I'm gonna tighten those bolts right here back down that are in here. I'm gonna tighten those back down, and then I'm gonna close the door and see where we're at. Okay, I got those tightened down. Now slowly close your door, just in case you went too far back, because you don't wanna be smashing the window. See, if I went back any further, I'd probably be almost hitting. But go ahead and close your door all the way. And then you can check your gap and see where she's at and how it's looking. So over here, it's looking pretty good. It's far enough back, but over here, we got that gap. So we're gonna have to readjust the window and move it over just a hair that way. So give me a moment here. There's gonna be a lot of opening and closing back and forth, but that's just kind of how you adjust the back and forth. So give me a sec here and let me get that lined up and adjusted, then I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. So this is riding nice and center on the seal. If we look over here, it's pretty good on the seal. So that's good to go. The next thing that we need to do is you just kind of want to roll your window down again and make sure that the tilt is good, which it is. It's still pretty good. Actually, it's not. It needs to tilt up a little bit more. So I'm going to go back in and do a little tilt on it in the front. Just a hair, maybe like 1/8 of an inch. And then that should square everything up. So let me do that. Okay, so now I have it good to go and it is straight across. Let me roll the window down, kind of show you. There we go. Gap is good. Looks different because the seal, it's not perfect across because it's already been forming. But I'm just going off the roof line here and making sure that it's even, which it is. So there we go. So the next adjustments that we got to do is when we roll the window up, that's going to be the adjustment. Right now it's hitting a stop, and if you look up under here, well, it's hard to see with the black background, but there's a little gap right here. So, and then back here, it looks pretty good. So is what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do, is do the adjustment on this window track here. And that adjustment is this screw right here on the door. It's going to be in this hole, and it's right there. And you can see that's the window stop. So is what I'm going to do. I'm going to loosen that up. I'm going to raise it up just a hair because it's only got to go up like 1/4 inch or so. I'm going to raise that 1/4 inch. I'm going to tighten it down. Then I'm going to slowly close my window. So give me a minute here. Let me loosen that up. I'm going to raise it up and I'll be right back. The best way that I found to adjust this, and sorry it's really dark in there, stick your hand up in here, behind here, reach back into that track, and then you can lift this up and down and then adjust it like that. It was pretty much in the fully down position. So I'm going to raise it up just like that and put my ratchet in there quick, tighten it up, and then that's how I adjust it. Okay, so I adjusted the window, and now we're going to close it again. We're going to close it slowly to start. Make sure that it clears everything. It's not hitting the frame, which it's not. And then you can go ahead and get it closed tight. Then we'll look up in here. It did take up that gap. However, it does got to go up just a hair more. So I'm going to go ahead and lift it up a little bit more. And then that should be good to go. Okay, so that is actually looking pretty good now. So the next adjustment that we need to do is we need to make the tilt adjustment where it lies. So if you look up under here on mine, it's not sitting center in the seal. So actually I got to move this side of the window out. And the way that you do that is the front and the rear both have independent adjustments to move it in and out. It's these right here. So it's kind of weird how it works, but when you loosen these and you pull them down, it actually pushes the glass, tilts it out. So as you can see over here, these are fully up. So I need to pull them down just a hair and then get them tightened down. and then that will put the window out just a little bit. So let me go ahead and get that loosened up and yeah, adjusted, and then hopefully it'll push it out so it rides in the center here of this track. As you can see right here, this is where the window was sitting previously on that little mark right there. So give me just a moment here. Okay, so I got the window all adjusted and everything, and it is good to go. So now the one last and final adjustments that you need to make is going to be the door stop adjustment, and that is this down here. It's pretty self-explanatory. So what you want to do is you're going to roll your window down here, and then, sorry, this is just one-handed, so it's taking a little bit of time. And then you're going to want this window to stop just below this window felt. Not much further down. You still want these to touch, these felts on both sides to touch, so when the window is on, it's not moving back and forth. And then it's what you'll do is you'll just loosen this, and then you'll set that, push it all the way up, and tighten that bolt, and that's good to go. And I guess your final adjustments is going to be these felts here. You'll just loosen these up so they're pushing on the window. Not too much pressure, but just holding it kind of in place. And then that is pretty much it for the installation of your windows. So, yeah, with that being said, this is a wrap for this video. Just a quick how-to that I'd share it with you. If you have any questions, drop them below, and we'll check you all next time. Peace.